Spill the Truth podcast. So, is it appropriate for a competent public relations manager to offer bribe in crisis management?
Hello, good morning. My name is Barbara. Welcome to Spill the Truth podcast show. Today, in this episode, we are looking at a scenario where an oil company has caused a spill in a fishing community, which has affected the inhabitants who are living in the community, where there has been an ethical dilemma as to whether, as a PR practitioner, we should offer bribe to journalists to downplay, in other words, not to bring the story to the public domain. Today, I'm going to have my beautiful panelists who are going to join me in the studio, which we are going to dive into these stories to bring you all the hidden truth in this as to whether it's ethical, as to whether they have to offer the bribe to the journalists to kill it. Is it going to be of the best interest to the public when this issue has been covered without the knowledge of the people living in the community? So thank you once again for tuning in. So with me, I'm going to have my panelists this morning who are ready in the studio. This is Beatrice, you're welcome. So I have with me in the studio Madam Beatrice Edu, who is from Beatrice Consultancy, a PR practitioner who is doing an amazing job over there. In fact, he speaks to every issue that rises in that company. And I also have Mr. Abdul Wahab Bantan, who is also a PR lecturer at Oxford University. Daddy, you are welcome.
Thank you very much. You are doing amazing.
Thank you.
My
so
kids love you.
Oh, I love them too. They should keep watching. I also have my very own beautiful mama, Mrs. Abdul Hamid Abama, who is also joining us from Mama's Consultancy. She is the senior PR practitioner over there, and she's also doing an excellent job. In fact, I love all my panels today. They are all experts. Mommy, you are welcome.
Thank you.
I like your dress.
Thank you.
You're looking amazing. In fact, red is one of my favorites. So I was happy when I saw you in red.
I guess we are making you red.
Oh yes, I'm so happy. Can't you see the way I'm smiling?
You can see that.
And I like the wine with the white.
Thank you.
You guys look so amazing.
Thank you.
So, the scenario that I gave, that's the issue at hand. So I'm going to start with you, if you don't mind, Mommy. So my first question is going to be, as a PR practitioner, what would be your response if you are asked to offer money to this journalist to kill themselves? Is it ethical? Is it something that it should be encouraged in our community or in our organizations?
Okay. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
So first of all, bribe itself is not accepted in any country.
Yeah.
Right? And we all know this.
Yeah.
And then as a PR practitioner, offering bribe to kill a story violates one of the, violates ethical principles of a PR. You understand? So you need to consider that. You know that when I offer bribe to these journalists to kill this story, it means I'm not being ethical enough as a PR practitioner, right? And then we move forward. Let's talk about the organization itself.
Okay.
We offer the bribe to these journalists. Journalists are not our friends.
Yes. Yes.
You just become cool, but
Yes.
you're not your friends.
Yes.
They cover stories in their interest.
Yes.
So you can offer this bribe to them. They can decide to take the money and use it as an evidence
Against you and
against you,
yeah.
right? And this is also going to affect the brand. Your
Yeah.
organization.
Yeah.
When it comes out that
This was the PR from this company. That's why journalists
to kill stories about their organization and all that. You're going to use public trust.
Yes.
Which of course it will take you years to
Okay.
gain public
Your
trust.
reputation again and the public trust.
In as much as it violates PR code of ethics, it's also not favorable to the organization as well.
Okay.
So I think I'll explain this to my organization and tell them that, you know what, let's go out there, form a communication strategy that we'll use to communicate to this community to be transparent and honest enough to gain their trust and assure them that this is not going to happen again.
Okay. And I also believe that your organization where you practice as a PR, I believe you have a code of conduct that puts all the workers there in place, in check, in order for them not to go astray or do something which is contrary to the norms of the organizations and all that. And I believe you have actors that bind you people in order to prevent you from taking such actions, offering bribes and all that. But what if, mommy, hold on, what if in a situation where I'm a journalist, me as a journalist sitting here, you are my friend, and this spillage that has been caused, I'm the one that has been assigned from my media house to attend to. And you are my friend. You give me gifts all the time. Okay. And in this case, you are offering me gifts. I mean, not necessarily in your mind, you are bribing me to, downplay the story. But coincidentally, it has happened. What will you do if you find yourself in such a situation as well? Will you say, because of the actors that bind you, I'm not going to reject the money? Okay. Money is good.
Sorry, I think that as a PR practitioner, you have a friend, as a journalist, right?
Yes.
When you meet her somewhere, right? Casual days or like just your normal friends, you can give the person something.
Okay.
And not when your organization is having crisis. Okay. That's when the person comes to cover the story. Then you decide to give the person something to, as a gift. Maybe what you think might not be what the person thinks.
Okay.
So I think as a practitioner, you shouldn't do that.
But don't you also think that maintaining this kind of friendship, in a situation like this, there could be something of, any of you can attend to this one. There could be something like conflict of interest, because I might think that in our friendship, you have been good to me, right? So if your organization is going through such a crisis, I should also step in order to offer something which will be in favor of my friend's company.
You mean the journalists?
Sure.
Journalists also have code of ethics. And as a journalist, you also consider that. For as a journalist, even though you are my friend, but when there's an issue, when there's an issue, I wouldn't consider you as a friend.
Okay.
I'll consider you as the issue.
Professionally.
Exactly.
Okay.
And go straight to you.
Okay.
After the story, when it's over, you're my friend.
When it's over, it's over. So, we shouldn't, entertain friendship in such situations as well. Mr. Bantan, do you agree?
I would want to ask a question.
Okay.
First of all, why would a PR practitioner offer money to a journalist?
Sometimes it depends on the situation, right? The heaviness of the crisis. Maybe let's take a scenario where, let's take MTN Ghana. There has been a data breach where people are having access to people's information. There has been a blackmail all over. Okay, and you don't want the public to get to this issue. Because one, it can cause panic. Okay, it can cause a whole lot of distractions across the country.
But the beautiful lady here, Amama, spoke about, I think she has done justice to the question. But where I had to object is where I am a lecturer.
Okay.
Is what she said. The journalist is not a friend.
Yeah.
Because more than 40% of the work of PR is tied with the media.
With the media,
And
yes.
PR, that is what we call public relations, media relations, sorry. That's what we call media relations. The PR relate with the media so that their visions, their missions, their aims, their whatever are also carried or disseminated to the public. That is the target audience. Usually the media becomes the bridge between the agency or the organization and the audience. So the media is always a friend to the PR. But when it comes to issues of ethics is what you should also put at road. The ethics should inculcate what it should inculcate within you the values that you have within your particular profession, which is the PR.
Yes.
The PR has ethics, and the ethics are principles.
Yeah.
The ethics are principles that you follow that will keep you up to your particular profession. The ethics are not laws.
Yeah, they are not
However,
laws.
when you breach such ethics, you may end up breaking a law.
Yes.
An example is the bribe that she mentioned. A bribe is an act of corruption,
Yes.
which is criminal globally.
Yeah.
So when you engage in the taking of bribe, it is unethical. It may lead you to what? Engaging in corruption, which is criminal. And that also leads to prosecution.
Yes.
So that is how ethics flow. Media, you work collectively. Just as she mentioned, I was very happy she rightly mentioned that
Yeah.
the media also have some ethics they work with. But when it comes to professionalism, they probably would also want to be professional.
Yeah.
So that they are not also found wanting.
Yeah.
So when it happens like that, money, whatever, it is not good that you do it as a job.
Okay, so I'll step in with when it comes to public relation, we have something that we call conflicts of interest.
Yeah.
And then we have, under conflicts of interest, we have relationship interest.
Yeah.
So as a PR practitioner having a relationship with a journalist, I don't think it will be a best option for the practitioner to offer bribe during a period where his or her company is in crisis. In other people's perception, they would think that the practitioner is giving bribe. In such an instance, yes. But on a normal day, as she said, going on a date or something, it's normal. But in a period having crisis, and you have to invite the media to speak about the issue, and you're giving out something to a journalist, it is wrong.
I mean, that's normality where you guys have raised. It's where I was having a concern. Because on a normal daily basis, we go out, we are friends. You give me money, you give me gifts. So I might think, in my opinion, I was thinking that could come in as a conflict of interest too. I mean, push me to do something in favor of my friend's company.
The fact that when the issue pops up or when there's an issue happening now, they're offering you money. Because with the media relations, the PR is a friend to the media.
Yes.
The PR, we have media, where you invite the media.
Yes.
Usually on yearly basis that you organize parties for them to show some appreciations to them. Sometimes facility visits when you invite the media to come out and see for themselves what the operations behind whatever you do and stuff, what techniques take them through the organization, and a whole lot of things. Sometimes you give them media skills to help them craft the messages. Your messages, how you want it to meet your people.
Yeah.
Sometimes you write to them, you invite them, they invite you. Sometimes you even go on media tour. Sometimes you go to have breakfast with them. It is all part of mutual relations. You are creating with the media. But in an instance that there's a particular situation happening, an instance like this happening, where you go out doing any other thing, it is nothing like bribe.
Okay. So my next question, relates to the first one. So as to whether the journalist has offered the bribe and has received the bribe. I mean, it has been offered from the PR and it has been received by the journalist. Is it something that we can justify or ethical?
Under any circumstance, it is not justifiable. Like I already mentioned, there's no justification to the offering or taking of this particular monies or whatever. Here, it is to kill a story.
Yes.
You are taking it. What is your intention? The media also have their own ethics.
Yes.
You understand? So taking such monies will always amount to bribery. And it's not justifiable anywhere. There's no court you can.
So once you take, you take. Once you refuse, you refuse.
Yes.
Okay. But I think in a situation where you refuse, you can come up with some reason as to whether you can justify yourself. These are my reasons why I refuse to take the money. As a journalist.
Why should you even take it at the first place? You don't have to take it. So I'm speaking in the context of I have taken it.
it has come out that she accepted the money as a journalist.
So if you accept the money and it later comes out, we are not going to justify it.
Okay. Once it's wrong, it's wrong.
Because you know what
Okay.
you're doing
What's wrong and
So
you
there's
did
nothing
it.
you can justify.
So if there's any consequence or punishments, you just
hold yourself
you just go ahead and
But
say
there's no
it.
justification. There's nothing that shows or surety that shows that the story still will not come.
It's
We
yeah,
usually have external
definitely.
forces. Media, especially in our contemporary times, the media is so much.
Mm-hmm.
Even we
Yeah.
have the new media.
Yeah.
Even within the organization, we have people who can whistleblow.
Yes,
We
whistleblowers.
have other people, investigative journalists.
Yeah.
We have other media organizations that are numerous of that. In Ghana, we have more than 100 or something TV stations, not to talk about radio stations. So,
Okay.
we have more than 1,000 media stations. In
Yes.
Ghana. So how sure are you that, how will you be able to
If you
offer
don't
money to
cover it,
all
another
these
station
people?
too will
It
not
will still
cover
come
it.
out.
Yeah, it will still
happen
come out
that
eventually.
your media
Yeah,
is
yeah.
doing something that is not good.
But it's not. That's why
So
you are not
those
able
external
to
forces
stick out to
may-
the matter.
Those external forces may also force that particular journalist who received the money
Yeah.
to still break the
So still
story.
ruin the story. Okay. Thank you. Thank you for speaking to this. I mean, I'm learning so much from you guys. I like the intellectuals this morning. It's really good. And I like the combination. 2 practitioners and then a theory man. We are learning. So my third question would be, as a PR practitioner, right? In case it has happened, then the harm has been caused already. What would be your immediate response or action in this fishing community that the spill has been caused? What will be your immediate action, immediate response to the community as a PR practitioner?
Okay, so I think first of all, as a competent and PR
Yeah, that's a
professional-
competent one, not just kwanchen.
You're
Yeah.
right. Yes, you just have to move to the audience
Mm-hmm.
and speak to them.
You speak to your
Just be
people.
transparent, be honest with them that your company has done this,
They have
and we
caused the harm.
apologize for such an instance or issue. Our company is trying our best to come out with best solutions or measures to handle the crisis within a period of
I mean, the
time.
harm has been caused already, so just accept your
Yes,
fault and
just
then
accept it
you
and then
come out with
encourage
some
the
measures.
audience. Just tell them that we are putting measures in place. Then maybe within the 2
I mean,
days,
things that they can erase
yes, you
fear
resolve
from
your
their
issue
minds
for them.
and all
But
that.
if you leave them in a blank space, they are going to say
Yeah.
a lot about your
Bad
company. They are
things
going to
about it.
reject the company. They are going to lose your sales in a period of
I mean,
time.
earning a reputation is not an easy thing. So for you to just lose it just like that, you should do
it's very
something.
dangerous.
Mr. Martin, do you have
That's all
something to
I
add?
think, the ear or every other person or human beings' ears are so they like to hear sweet things. So your
Yes.
persuasive ability
Yes, should be strong
should
here.
be very strong.
Yes.
And as a PR, all you should engage is in persuasion,
Yes, in the position.
analysis, and other stuff.
Yeah.
So even if anything is not said, you engage the community. You tell them the measures you are trying to take,
To prove.
and not just telling them, assuring them any other thing. The harm has been caused.
Yes.
You get into the field. You make sure you fix every other thing. If there's spillage, you tighten up the entire.
I mean, there
process.
should be some action.
There should be
Yes.
some action
Yes.
that shows or that is in line
Remain
with your
what you're
appeals
saying.
and any other things. And every other soul needs to be respected.
Yeah.
So when you tell them, when you put in those actions, they will definitely sit
Yeah.
with you because you have been there
Yeah,
with them.
because you
and
have
stuff.
been there with them.
Yeah.
I mean, they've not been left alone and
Yeah.
all that. Their needs are being met by this company. Mommy, do you have something to add up? Oh, okay. Okay, so my fourth question is, as a PR practitioner, I would like yourself, my noble women and gentlemen, do you think as a PR practitioner, what support can the company give to this community that has been affected? I mean, should there be any support from the company at all to the community? If your company has caused the harm, right?
Yes.
I mean, probably It can even lead to disease, an outbreak of a disease. It's an oil. Okay.
So definitely there's supposed to be a support,
Mm-hmm.
but you have to also be very strategic as a
Yes,
PR
with
person
this your
by providing a particular support that has a long-term benefit for
yes,
people,
yes.
and try convincing them about it. The normal order has always been that you provide them with food, mattresses, and
Mattresses
stuff.
and all that.
And
I mean, it has to go
that
beyond
does
that.
not have a long-term benefit for them.
Yeah.
So I urge, if I were the PR or
Okay.
if I were a consulting agency to that particular
Okay.
organization, I would advise them they put on an educational fund. In fact, as an organization located in the community, they should even
have
provide social corporate responsibilities.
yes,
for them.
yes.
And if they do not have, this is a clear opportunity that they set up a corporate social responsibility, which is supposed to be an endowment fund, educational endowment fund. That has to be a scholarship
Okay.
for their students, their kids.
Their
or
kids.
Their major trade is fishing.
Yeah.
That is what they do for survival. This spillage has caused a lot of harm. That maybe for some moms they will not be able to harvest fish.
Yeah.
That would even affect them.
Affect their schooling
Set
of
up
their
an
kids.
educational fund because they are doing that because of their children. You take off that burden from them,
Okay.
and
Yeah.
they would also appreciate that very well. Yes.
Okay. Well, we do have something to
I
say.
think he said in the sense that you need to come up with a strategic
And long-term measures, yeah, that can sustain them within that period where they are going to resolve this crisis. I mean, it will be fair. Thank you very much. So my last question, I mean, this is our last question. So any of you at all can attend to it. Yeah. And it's very important. Now, the harm has been caused. People are living in a community. There has been some losses. Definitely, there has been some mistrust or perception about the company already.
Okay.
So, as a PR practitioner in the organization, and as a PR practitioners like yourself, professional ones, do you think there should be some preventive measures to prevent some of these incidents from happening in the near future? I mean, any of you at all can.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. In PR, whatever, PR is a cyclical event.
Yes.
That you go through research, do everything and stuff, then you come back to do whatever. It's a cyclical event. And what instances of this happen, you come out with whatever to solve the issue.
Yes.
You would also talk about preventive measures.
measures.
Prevent it from happening in the future.
Yeah.
Any other similar events that occurs, not only to that particular organization, but similar, the same industry,
The same industry.
they will not be spared. Why am I
Okay.
saying so? They are into the same industry. They have seen this particular
Thing
thing
before.
happen or crisis within this organization, so they have to be proactive.
Yes.
As a PR, you have to be quite proactive.
Yeah.
So, maintenance system or the maintenance culture in
Sure.
Ghana should always increase.
Yeah.
Ghana maintenance culture is very poor.
Mm.
We are dealing with heavy machines,
Yeah.
systems. They should employ the technocrats, people who will be fixing them, servicing them, making sure that everything is in place.
Yeah.
If that was the case, this wouldn't have happened.
Yes.
So that maintenance system should always be there. Checking the systems and how things regulate and how things happen and stuff. Another thing they should also make sure they do is that they always organize training.
Yeah. There
Workshops
should be some advanced
for
training
for their staff.
for their staff.
For their staff.
For
Because-
adjustments.
and there is a proverb in my language that says that the contemporary dog pursues the contemporary rabbit.
Okay.
Because today's rabbits are so clever to the extent that they are exposed to digital stuff.
Mm-hmm.
They can you understand, if you are an archaic dog, how do you pursue a contemporary rabbit? You understand, like the Gen Zs and the OGs and stuff. So you should update the knowledge of your staff on the issues like this, or even on the issues of operations.
Yeah.
So when you update them on that, like stuff like this, damages and stuff like this would not happen
will not
again
happen.
and stuff and something. So they should be encouraged, they should be motivated. All sort of things should be put in place to motivate them and from preventing future occurrences.
All right, my beautiful ladies.
Okay, so I'll also talk about looking at the geographical location of your company.
Okay.
You are working in an oil company and you know there's this water.
It's situated in a fishing community.
Yes, definitely there are chemicals going to
Yes.
come from your company.
And once
into
there's
this
a
water bodies.
river or stream, whatever,
Exactly.
it is going to be affected
By the people around
and
it.
the livelihoods and all that. You know,
Yes.
probably fishing. They fish from it
Yes.
and they consume it.
Yes.
So it can be harmful to their
So you have
system and
to
all that.
Look at your geographical area of your company.
Okay.
And then even if you are closer to a river or a stream like that, you have to look at your drainage system.
Yeah.
If there's blockage somewhere, you have to fix it.
You have to fix
So that this little things wouldn't affect other
I
people.
think that will also speak to what Mr. Vansan said.
Yes.
The maintenance and then what again? Receiving another training. Once you advance yourself, I think once that has been done, they will be able to do some detections before it even happens.
Yeah.
Once there's a problem, they will be able to detect it. So I think you are right.
Yes.
I mean, sometimes some of these are companies, they just build their
anywhere.
factories anywhere without considering the geographical area. Whether there's a plague like this is going to be harmful to the people over there.
So I think it is the duty of the PR practitioner in the company to speak to the directors or managers of the company. Find a suitable space that won't affect other people's
And with
lives.
this one too, it will also bring the issues of metropolises. I mean, giving lands to organizations. Not every organization
this is a clear sign of dilemma.
Yes.
You are a PR.
Uh-huh.
You do not own the organization.
Yes, you do not own.
Organizations may already be established and they look for you to come and practice. So this is all part.
My beautiful panelists, this brings us to today's episode. And I thank you for joining me, speaking to this matter. I'm so much grateful. Please, your last words. I'll start with you, Mrs. Samama.
Okay, so I think
Any
the last
advice?
thing, the last
Please,
thing
you have 1 minute.
Sure. The last thing I have to say is goes to the PR practitioners. When there's an issue like this, always choose you. I know that you have best interest of your organization, but then if there's an issue and you lose public trust, the organization can replace you.
Yes.
But then your image has
It's been spoiled already.
So always where your
Put yourself first.
Exactly.
All right. Thank you. Mr. Vansan, if you have 1 minute.
Every PR should always make sure they analyze the situation, do whatever using the portal box. That would be the best. You identify
You identify your issues.
you have your
and then
values,
you have your values.
you come up with the principles and your
principles.
loyalties.
Okay.
It will help you always navigate your way through instances like this, especially that they are very difficult.
Okay. Madam Beatrice, your last words.
Okay, so I also
Please, you have
suggest
1 minute. You make it fast for
I
us.
also suggest that it is high time PR professionals cut off this situation by giving out money to journalists to downplay issues. It is very wrong. It is not ethical. So I urge all PR professionals to be ethical. That is what I like to say.
Thank you very much once again for joining me. I really appreciate it. I mean, and I've learned a lot, and I know my viewers have learned something. I mean, to all the PR practitioners out there, let's make sure that we do the right thing. If it's ethical, we should abide to it. If it's against the conduct of our profession, let's do well to do away with it. So this is how we wrap up on today's episode. Once again, my name is Agibaba, and I'm your host. Thank you all to the team, my assistant producer, Mrs. Belinda Ampofo, my editor, Pius, and to all of you that I cannot mention your name. Thank you. God bless you. See you same time next week. Bye-bye.